Hey, hey, good morning. It's funny that how, I guess, ideas for this, I do this little talk every morning, and I read from this book every day, and how the ideas come to, to share. I was scrolling through some social media this morning, and there was just a 1 minute clip, from an older woman that talked about racism. And she said that, and it was so cool how she said this. She said there's only one race, the human race. And I was, I got it. It was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course I know that. But we have created divisions by culture, by geography, by religion. I have a woodpecker. Can you hear it? He's just outside. Hello. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but he's tapping on the side of the house. He does it quite often. So we've created separation. We've said, and not only have we judged others as being different in a way because of their culture or their color or their language, or their practices, or their the religion. Maybe I said that, but we judge ourselves, of course, as being different. We say, "I'm Scottish," and I've done that. I have Scottish roots, right? McIlwain, and so with some pride, which is a judgment, I said, "I'm Scottish." How ridiculous, I mean, of course, at some level, there's in this game we're playing, we can say this is the role that has been picked for me, if you will, and it sounds like he wants to get in. It's cold out, It seems snowing out there. Anyway, so just look at this, okay? Even pride is a judgment. I'm proud of who I am. We're a proud race. Well, we're one race. Imagine one race. Eh? Not be there's no race there's no division in our who we call ourselves that makes us better than anybody else. It's just not. I'm not better than somebody. I'm a human being. I'm that's even restrictive, because we're more than that as well. But that's a whole other story. But just from the basis of, that judgment. And we judge words. Sometimes when I write content to do a little video, I talk about now, one, the one, love, so higher power. I talk as, the ancestors, that kind of thing. There's a lot of different words, universal intelligence, universal, anyway, there's a lot of different words. We've made up so many descriptions for this thing that we know, many of us, as God. But there's a judgment, on that word too. Maybe it's just mine, because we have culturally and through our religions been given an idea of that. What if we could take that word, that one word that all religions use? to describe their belief of that infinite intelligence. What if we were to take that word and see it as an all-encompassing everything? I love in Bill Wilson's description in We Agnostics, he said, God either is or he isn't. Either he's everything or he's nothing. What if God was everything? So that word didn't mean a specific thing. So many of us have a judgment because we were given an idea in our childhood, if you will, often, about a separate God that was watching over us, that was, had some, was superior in a way. And what if we let that go? And we just recognize that we're in it. This is God. God isn't separate. God is everything. And so even when I go to write, I have this, maybe I shouldn't use the name God in my writing, because somebody might have a judgment, right? Somebody might have a judgment. Mel, hi, welcome, buddy. Just talked about racism, that idea that there's only one, there's not multiple races, if you will. There's one, the human race, and we're all one. I know that seems like a stretch because we have such deep cultural beliefs, but we are all one. You and I are brothers. We're one. And it doesn't mean that everybody believes that, and it doesn't mean that it's a perfectly fair world in some ways, that people aren't put upon. I think that does happen, but let's be for unity as opposed to against something. Because when we judge even racists, we're trapped in that judgment. We're trapped in that againstness. And it's love that lifts everybody up. It's not againstness. I know, it's a revolutionary idea. Not really. But, so how do we, bring that to the world? What if we teach it to our children right now? What if we teach it to our kids so that the next generation, because I think that things have changed. I really do. I think that, things have changed in the world. I think there is more love, more awareness, more consciousness. And I think the next generation will be even more conscious. And we'll let go of our ideas of better than or less than, superior or inferior, good or bad, right and wrong, right? We become the one. More and more, it's so available now if your search is true, the answers are here now. And not that many years ago, we would have had to look, we'd have to travel to go find a teacher, and, now it's available on the internet. These guys just talking love and sharing love. And yeah. So anyway, let go if you can. Look deep, because the walls of our prison are so subtle. Our judgments are so subtle often. We just have a judgment, maybe against young people. Oh, those young people don't know anything. Maybe against old people. Oh, old people all washed up and done. We just have, that can be there. So just watch, liberals, damn liberals, conservatives, so just let it go. Just let it go and recognize there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear if we move into a higher level, into unconditional love. Love is the answer. Love heals. We've been told that since, it came on so strong in the 60s, If you remember the 60s, they say you weren't there, but, with the Beatles, and there was so much, we were culturally, lots of love was given to us and shared with us, and we kind of got it. We woke up to it, So, and I think that affected the world, and I think it's still affecting the world. And you and I can be that. And often in my 12-step world, which, this is really what this morning is about. I'm going to read from this little book called the 24-Hour Day book. But in the 12-step world, we get the opportunity to one-on-one help people, help them, guide them, lead them, support them to move into this freedom, be free of judgment, free of fear, right? And to live in an unconditional love way in the 12 steps, because it's there. So, but it's hard to see. It really is, because self-centered fear, self-pity has such a strong hold. So be patient when you're working with people. That, it's not easy to break out of. It's not even to even see that we're in the prison. It really isn't. The guards are there. They're kind of, our old ideas about ourselves and others. So we surrender all of that. That's it. Hi, Cammie. Nice to see you. I'm going to come to Emily's cake this weekend. Hope you're there. And which will be fun. Hi, Shane. Hey, buddy. Just talking about judgment, freedom from judgment, freedom from, it came up today about racism, and the racism is a judgment. We judge, and it's conditioned. It isn't natural. It's been taught to us. We've been, taught that it's been conditioned in. It's not who we are naturally. Naturally, we are part of only one race, the human race. And even beyond that, we're part of a much bigger picture. We are the bigger picture that includes all of this. Isn't it funny that I was thinking, if we look at a bird, like the one I just had one knocking on the window. We look at a bird. In the beginning, we see them all as birds. And then we can look at them as seagulls and magpies and crows, but they're all birds, but it's funny though. It's hardly. Again, it's a judgment. I have a friend who used to say, "I hate magpies." I hate magpies. Silly man. And he hated deer too. Deer would come in here. I hate those deer. They're the scourge of the earth. And so it's funny how judgmental we can be. And as we speak it, our judgment, it's the judgment we have on ourselves, because there is no other. We are the one. And it's, so as we let go of all of that, we become free, and we let go of it about ourselves as well, because judging others is judging ourselves. Okay, here we go. What's the time? What's the date? I think is it the 21st? Where's my watch? There it is. 21st of October. We're going to read. We're going to read the 21st of October. In this little book. I haven't talked about this little book recently. I've just been reading from it, but this was written in 1954. It's called the 24-Hour Day book. And it was like a little guidebook for people in the AA program back in the early 50s. And because it may have been one of the very first daily books. There's several of them now. There is Daily Reflections. There's several books now, and that we can read, and I kind of started this the 1st of May, and we're going to read it. Maybe we'll read it right till we'll see. I like to hold on to things kind of lightly, so it isn't like, I have to do this. Just lightly, live life lightly without leaving a big footprint, trust that life actually looks after us. We don't manage it. Life looks after us. Hey, Vicky. Okay, here we go. Did I say it was the 21st? Yes, I think I did. Yes, it is. Here it is. Okay. A thought for the day from this little book. Here we go. Now that we have considered the obligations of real working members of AA. So he spent this last 10 or 15 or 20 days going over some of what he considered the guidelines for, how do we be in a 12-step program, and I tell guys all the time that, look, get a home group, you're going to be in, let's get in and get a home group and get involved, make coffee. When I came in, we used to empty ashtrays, make coffee, and get a sponsor, start helping others, introduce yourself to the newcomer. Nothing more magical than putting your hand out and saying, hi, welcome. The new guy comes in, the new gal comes in, and she's scared and, didn't get there. Nobody walks in because things are going well. To the 12-step world, things usually have gotten pretty desperate. And so reach out your hand and just say, hi, how are you? Welcome. And, those kind of things. So he talks about that. Now that we've considered the obligations of real working members of AA, let's examine what the rewards are. Oh, he's going to talk about rewards that have come to us as a result of our new way of living. First, I understand myself more than I ever did before. So, yes, we see ourselves. We become self-realized. We realize who we are. I have learned what was the matter with me. Well, there's nothing the matter with me. We're just... his words sometimes I'm not sure about, but, we're not broken. We're misguided. Something happened. And, fear moved in. And so that, if anything was the matter with me, I was listening to fear. And fear was running my life. What was the matter with me? And I know now a lot of what makes me tick. Yes, we can see ourselves. And in step 10, we're able to, on a daily basis, to surrender, to let go, to clean up. Makes me tick. I'll never be alone again, it says, which is a fact. I'm just one of many who have the illness of alcoholism and addiction, and one of many who have learned what to do about it. I'm not an odd fish or a square peg in a round hole. I seem to have found my right place in the world. Am I beginning to understand myself? Beginning to know myself? Know thyself. Know thyself. Meditation for the day. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will remain with him and him with me. I think that's a quote from the Bible. I'm going to read it again. He does this sometimes, some really nice quotes he's found. Behold, he says, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will remain with him and him with me. The knocking of God's Spirit, asking to come into your life is due to the merit is due to no merit of yours. Okay, that's interesting because ego tells us sometimes that we have to earn love. And he's saying, no, it's due to no merit of yours, though it is in response to the longing of your heart. Keep a listening ear, an ear bent to catch the sound of the gentle knocking at the door of your heart by the Spirit of God. That is sweet, eh? by the Spirit of God. Then open the door to your heart and let God's Spirit come in. So the realization, baby. Hi, you guys. I pray that I may let God's Spirit come into my heart. I pray that it may fill me with an abiding peace. That's the prayer for the day. It's a beautiful little book, you know. It's a beautiful little book. Okay, I've run on a lot. Hi, you guys. So just become aware of judgment. You know, we go to the coffee shop and, judge the staff. Oh, they're so slow. Complaint is judgment. Just breathe, be with what is in each moment, and we're lifted up into our natural space. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Love you guys. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to read a little bit today from the Bhagavad Gita. Not right now, but a little later I'll be back and we're going to read a little bit from the Bhagavad Gita. I've been doing that and enjoying that. It's an amazing book. And my home group on the 12-Step World is online tonight. If anybody is interested in joining on Zoom, our home group, we're kind of a group that we meet in person and we meet and we have it's a hybrid group. So we have we're there in a meeting room, but we have a video ability with a big screen on the wall, and so almost as many people come through the Zoom as are there in person. So it's pretty beautiful. It's called PPG, the Primary Purpose Group. Yes, I have a home group. I love the 12-Step World, and the opportunity to continue to grow, to continue to see myself, and to help others. Okay, love you guys. Talk soon.